Okay, so this is the new Raspberry Pi 4, a $55 credit card size computer. This one comes with a Type-C power port, 4 gigs of RAM, 2 USB 3.0 port, 2 micro HDMI port that supports 4K at 60 FPS. Which raises a very important question. Are they really that powerful? Can you use it as a replacement for your personal computer? Or it's only good for small projects for geeks? Well, Kaushal, why don't you give up your laptop and use a Raspberry Pi for a week?
Okay, let's do it. Hey TechWiser, I'm Kaushal and I've used this Raspberry Pi for most of my previous projects, and when the new one came out I was really excited. So let's see how it compares in the next few days. Goodbye ThinkPad and hello Raspberry Pi. Scaling down from a laptop, and the first thing you notice is the size. Look how small the board is. Setting up the Raspberry Pi is easy. Just flash the Raspbian OS to an SD card. Right now you're stuck with this tiny card, but in future you'll be able to boot the Pi 4 from the USB drive as well. So that's good. Insert it in the slot and power it up. It has Bluetooth 5.0 and Wi-Fi built in, so the only wires you need are the HDMI and the Type-C power cable. And speaking of cables, the Type-C port on this Raspberry Pi doesn't work with every type of cable. I tested it with a couple of different ones. It worked fine for the most part except for this Apple one. Also, it uses the micro HDMI this time, so I had to buy this from the Amazon again. Anyway, now that we're done with the setup, let's see how it performs in day-to-day use. I don't need much performance from a computer to begin with. Most of my work can be done from a web browser, and Raspberry Pi 4's got 4 GB of RAM, so I think I'll be fine. As you can see, multitasking is great. I can edit articles on WordPress and play videos in the background simultaneously. Another huge part of my workflow is creating feature images and thumbnails for YouTube. And let's see if the Pi can handle that. Obviously there is no Photoshop for Linux, but I can use similar program called GIMP, and the Raspberry Pi handles it really well. There is, however, one problem. The CPU gets really hot, and when the temperature hits 80 degrees, it throttles. Without a cooling system in place, you just decrease the lifespan of your machine. So do what I did. By this case, it comes with a CPU fan which will keep your Raspberry Pi cool. Overall, I like the Raspberry Pi so far. It's a refreshing change. Okay, day 2. It seems like I can do most of my work on the Raspberry Pi, but let's see how it handles the media. Since major chunk of my workflow is spent on YouTube watching videos for work. Yeah, for work. I tried to play YouTube in 4K because they advertised it, but it struggled a lot. I could barely squeeze 720p, but that was it. It's not that bad, but I expected more. Surprisingly, VLC Media Player handles 1080p like a champ. Netflix and Amazon Prime Video doesn't work natively because there is no wideband certification. Even though Minal told me to use the Raspberry Pi as my daily driver, I cheated for a little bit and used the Samsung DeX for a while, so that I would have more data to compare with. And Samsung DeX is surprisingly good, if not better. You just need a Type-C to HDMI adapter and you're good to go. You can use the phone as a touchpad and attach a wireless keyboard to do all the work. Even though it gives you a desktop feel, it still is a mobile interface, just on a bigger screen now. Overall, the Raspberry Pi holds up pretty well against the Samsung DeX. But in my opinion, you can do actual desktop stuff on Raspberry Pi. Okay, so day 3. The web browsing went fine, and so were the apps like GIMP. And even though YouTube and Netflix were a little wonky, but nothing to complain about. But the best part about using the Raspberry Pi is the ability to prototype projects without switching your computer or even the ecosystem. While using it as my daily driver, I can code Python scripts, test digital components, or even make a subscriber counter for our YouTube channel. Raspberry Pi takes the cake here. You can't seamlessly tinker with your hardware projects without using additional components on your Windows or even your Mac. And you'll end up using the Raspberry Pi anyway, so why not use it as your default? Judgment Day. I've used this Raspberry Pi 4 as my daily driver, and to be honest, I have a couple of mixed feelings. While there is a significant performance boost due to the hardware upgrades, it's still not a desktop replacement yet. And the reason is the OS. Raspbian, even though based on Linux, it isn't as user-friendly as Windows or Mac. Sure, it has a GUI, a web browser, GIMP and VLC, but sooner or later, you will eventually get stuck and fall back to command line. And even if you manage to find your way around the terminal, there are some issues like Netflix Wide 1 certification, which doesn't have a fix yet. As much as I love the Raspberry Pi 4, I think I'll stick with the ThinkPad for now. Goodbye Raspberry Pi and hello ThinkPad.
So yeah, that was our take on Raspberry Pi 4. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Yes, it would be awesome if it can run Windows in future. But until then, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It's Minar signing off. Catch you guys later.